Welcome back to Facts with Filbee. This is episode 9 and today we're going to be doing things a little different. Now normally in the series we do focus on a single video game per video, but today we're going all out. We're going to take a look at facts from all corners of the gaming world. Before we get in, if you do enjoy the video, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you're the first to be alerted every time a new video is produced. With that being said, I hope you guys have fun watching, and here are 50 random video game facts that you may or may not have known. Kicking things off with number 1, Assassin's Creed started as a spin-off to Prince of Persia and was originally going to be called Prince of Persia Assassins. Number 2, Satoshi Tajiri, creator of PokéMoN, came up with the idea after collecting caterpillars as a child and then watching them evolve into butterflies. Number 3, the original Battlefield game, Battlefield 1942, was created by just 14 people. Nowadays, they have a team of thousands. In at number 4, the PlayStation 2 is the best-selling console of all time with a whopping 155 million units shipped as of March 31st, 2021. Number 5, EA had to do a massive recall of Tiger Woods 99 because one of their developers had hidden an entire episode of South Park as an Easter egg in the game files. Number 6, in Skyrim, the dragon Parthenax was also voiced by the same gentleman who voiced the infamous Mario, Charles Martinet. In at number 7, in 2009, a 27-year-old Japanese streamer took his love of video gaming to a whole new level when during a live stream he married the Love Plus character Nini Anagasaki. Number 8, Mortal Kombat was originally designed as a Jean-Claude Van Damme fighting simulator, but when he wasn't able to commit his likeness, his character was altered to be Johnny Cage. Number 9, although Resident Evil has had immense success in not only video games, but movies, books, toys and board games, it was voted to have the world's worst dialogue in video game history. I'm assuming this is referring to the infamous opening scene of Resident Evil 1. Number 10 today, Halo 2 had a delayed PC release because one of the developers had hidden a picture of his rear end in the game files. Number 11, in the manual for Super Mario Bros. Of the NES system, it states that the Koopas turned all of the townfolk into blocks and stones. Remember that when you're breaking them up for that star. Number 12, Russian mobsters and Colombian cartels are known to use currencies in MMOs such as World of Warcraft to launder money. In at number 13, Gyration Incorporated, the company behind the motion sensor of the Nintendo Wii, had this idea originally rejected by both Sony and Microsoft. 14. Sonic the Hedgehog during development was originally set to be cast as an armadillo, later changing to a porcupine, a dog and even a guy with a moustache. Number 15, between July 11th and July 17th of 2015, video game enthusiast Kari Swiderki created a world record by playing Just Dance for a huge 138 hours and 34 seconds. Number 16, Pac-Man was originally set to be called Puckman because of what his appearance resembled, but this idea was scrapped due to the fear that vandals may deface the name. Number 17, Dogmeat from Fallout 3 was modelled after the dog in Mad Max. Number 18, for the infamous Nintendo 64 game that was GoldenEye 007, only 8 out of the 9 developers had ever worked on video games before. In at 19, a Chinese man so frustrated with his son's obsession with video games hired cyber assassins to continuously berate and kill his World of Warcraft avatar. Number 20, in 1999, the Xbox, while in early development, was set to be called the DirectX box due to a meeting between Microsoft and DirectX, even adding a PC motherboard inside. 21. Following the events of World War II, South Korea placed a ban on Japanese cultural imports, and this wasn't lifted until 59 years later in 2004. 22. The original Lara Croft was set to be a male character who would search the ruins of Egyptian pyramids, but with it resembling a little too close to Indiana Jones, it was switched to a South American female lead known as Laura Cruz, but eventually settled to a more British-style theme, hence Lara Croft. In at 23, the opening Skyrim theme was performed by 30 people but recorded on 3 separate occasions and mixed, making it sound like 90 people were singing it. 24. The background noises in Silent Hill 2 were programmed to be randomized to keep the player not only guessing but on the edge of their seats at all times. 25. For Grand Theft Auto 5, Rockstar Games hired real-life gang members to portray both the ballers and their families, one of whom had just been released from prison one day earlier. 26. Many of the Koopalings from the Super Mario franchise were named after famous musicians such as Ludwig, Lemmy and Iggy, but not so commonly known is that the fire-breathing Triceratops, Reznor, was actually named after Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails. 27. Real-life moonlander Buzz Aldrin voiced Stargazer in Mass Effect 3. 28. E.T. the Extraterrestrial was voted by many as the worst video game of all time. Rumours for years circulated that developers had buried all remaining copies in the desert, which turned out to be true after they were discovered years later. 29. Minecraft's world is approximately the same size as Neptune. In at number 30, HOMEFRONT, released in 2011, was fictionally based on a war between US forces and North Korea. It eerily predicted both the years of Kim Jong-il's death, which was the same year, and the North Korea nuclear test of 2013. Number 31. The infamous ding that rings out when firing the Fat Man nuke in Fallout 3 was recorded using the lunch bell from the cafeteria at Bethesda Studios. In at 32. The creators of PUBG, Bluehole, tried to sue Fortnite, claiming that they had stolen their concept. The case was dismissed when people claiming that the original idea was taken from a Japanese film, Battle Royale. 33 on today's list. The Atari 26 was the first ever console to release a role-playing game, or RPG, the title of which was Dragon Stomper back in 1982. 34. Despite popular titles such as Grand Theft Auto 5, FIFA and the Super Mario franchise, Minecraft is actually the current best-selling video game of all time. Number 35. The Nintendo Game Boy was the first ever video game console to travel into space, with Russian cosmonaut Serabov Alexander to be the first to play it. In at 36. Because of Guitar Hero, legendary rock group Aerosmith had made more money from the sale of this game than any of their previous albums. 37. Robin Williams was such a fan of video games that he named his children after characters of popular titles, Zelda from Legend of Zelda and Cody from Final Fight. 38. Nintendo were successfully sued because children were suffering with blisters because of their obsession with playing Mario Party. 39 today. Rap legend Eminem was once near the top 20 highest scorers in the world of the Donkey Kong games. Number 40. The UK version of FIFA 2001 was packaged with a scratch and sniff disc stating that you could smell the pitch. 41. Author of the Witcher book franchise, ANDRZEJ SAPKOWSKI, pressed CD Projekt Red for an early payment instead of taking a percentage, thinking that the franchise wouldn't be a hit. He later demanded, after seeing how successful The Witcher 3 had become, that CD Projekt Red pay him an additional $16 million. 42. World of Warcraft simulated a disease, and it so closely resembled historical records about real plagues that scientists are currently using the data to evaluate how people would respond to a potential future outbreak. 43. Players of an online video game called Foldit decoded a crystal representation of an age structure using the puzzle, which had baffled scientists for over 15 years. 44. Grand Theft Auto, originally called Racing Chase, was supposed to be a racing game, but a glitch in the programming would have the cop cars attack the player, which would eventually lead to the idea of them being a criminal, hence the birth of GTA. 45. Mortal Kombat, due to its realistic violence, was the sole reason behind the creation of the Entertainment Software Rating Board, or ESRB for short. 46. Sony and Nintendo were originally partners with the intent of creating a brand new console together, but Nintendo backed out. Number 47. The infamous fogged up atmosphere that we first saw in the original Silent Hill game was not there just to make things tense, but also there because of hardware limitations causing problems with rendering. 48 on today's list. The game that took the longest to develop was Duke Nukem Forever at 14 years, starting back in 1997 and finally finishing in 2011. 49. Nolan Bushnell, creator of Atari, founded the infamous Chuck E. Cheese fast food chain with the intention of having kids play its games in store. And finally, at number 50. The first ever console to use cartridges was the Fairchild Channel F, or Channel Fun for short, all the way back in 1976. And what the hell, since you made it this far, let's get one more. Within the first 24 hours of release, more than 1 million people logged into Xbox Live to play Halo. So there you go, 50 random video game facts that you may or may not have known, plus a bonus one if you made it to the end. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you learned a few new facts today. Let me know in the comment section below of any video game facts you know yourself, and who knows, we may get the chance to make another one of these videos. If you guys want to get in touch, links are below to my social media accounts. Instagram is probably your best bet, but don't be shy. Remember to like and subscribe if you think you'd like to see more, and of course, I hope to see you all in the next video.